All right, welcome guys. I've got my brother here, Andrew. It's pretty cool. We talk about investing all the time, just talking on the phone or, family gatherings. Sometimes we get a little, I think some people get a little annoyed when we start talking about it, eh?
Oh, for sure.
But one thing I can say is that it's actually nice because when you are invested,
We're making money.
you're making money. So it's nice.
So what it's about, making money.
Yeah.
So, no, for sure.
Yeah, so it's good. So anyways, I brought Andrew on and I wanted to have him share his story. So my brother Andrew and I, we grew up, we talked about business together. We used to go out and play all sorts of games together. But the most of all, like when we were, even getting started in investing, I remember, back when we were, you were 17 and, I was 20 and we were looking at getting ourselves a house and we're like, yeah, we're going to start investing. We're going to get ourselves situated and get stable and, and get ready to have a family and have like real estate and all these kinds of things. And we used to have like business meetings and stuff like that and, go out and do all of those kinds of things. And so, fast forward here many, many years. Now you've got 3 kids, right? You're married to Maddie. You're working as a licensed electrician, working for the city, which is really cool, right? They have all sorts of...
But yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I've got the 3 kids as well too, and life is full. It's busy.
No, it definitely is busy. But the one thing I could say is like keeping this with the financial end, you never want to keep that on the burner because things cost money and you need money, and especially nowadays with keeping costs with kids and everything, it's expensive. So that's where I really think this stuff is super important. Investing and taking advantage of the market is really good if you can know the different tricks that are out there.
Yeah. So I kind of introduced a little bit about yourself, but maybe for those that maybe haven't heard your story or just a little bit about your investment journey, why don't you give them like a little bit of a backdrop on how you came to this point? Because a lot of people, I think they're scared. They've went into investing or maybe they're thinking about investing, but they never actually took the plunge and actually did the whole thing. So like, maybe for those that are interested in investing, what is it that kind of tipped it for you, and how did you, what was your mindset like before, and what was your mindset after?
I mean, like just backtrack. Before, being younger, always enjoyed, thinking of ways of making money. Definitely, was very frugal with my money. Was good at saving, good at managing my money. I wasn't a huge spender and finding deals, just different things like that. And that helps allow you to save, so then you can able to put money into either the market or invest in real estate, whatever avenue you want to go. But I did get to a point where it was like, okay, so I had money saved up, and I did have it in like a savings account kind of thing. But then it was at the point where it's like, what do I do with that money? But I was so good at saving that I didn't want to just put it into something. I wanted to know, and that's where especially with you getting into this with good fruit investors and everything was it's been great, just even getting different knowledge on different accounts, how you can get different tax advantages on different things. And really it just came by it was really with COVID was the tipping point, kind of like seeing with what you were putting in, what you were doing, and just on a personal level, like hearing just the returns and what the market can offer. Yeah. And just those kind of things, and then looking into the different tax advantage accounts, really just spoke for itself, because like once you start looking into it and you start researching it, it really benefits you if you can map out your finances that way.
I was last month I was talking to Dad. I had him on Good Fruit Investors so he could share kind of his journey, and it was interesting because we grew up not having someone actually investing their money, so we didn't know what that was like until we started to really crack that open. I feel like starting with Good Fruit Investors and just also just with the whole investment journey prior to that, all of that kind of snowballed and cascaded into like a bigger and bigger thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So then what was that like? So when you're saying like you looked at all of the market, so like what did you feel like before all of that happened? Like, did you ever look at the market?
I was always looking at the market, and I mean, really just kind of looking at the numbers, looking at different trends, and just seeing like different ones. And then sometimes, I mean, it was hard because you'd be like, ah, man, that was a big loss. I could have put my money, and you knew what money you had, and you're like, if I just put my money into that, I would have made double, or you know what I mean? And looking at that, so really it was just like a tease kind of for myself. But it created a confidence because I could see the different things with watching it, the different ones that were more stable.
Right.
So.
And then what was it like because I remember you talking to me once about like when you were like before you were investing, but then when you actually like took your dollars and then you put it into investing.
Yeah.
And then after that, the mentality that kind of clicked on for you, like there was a.
Well, I think what it was like, I mean, say when most people, let's just say you have a savings account and you have all your money pooled into one thing. You know what I mean? And really, it was like, for myself, it was mapping out. So it's like, how am I going to distribute all this? Because there's so many things in life. I mean, for myself, having 3 kids, I mean, there's education, maybe weddings in the future, so many unpredictable things. There's, retirement. So really, for myself, was when I got to a point when I knew the tipping point when I knew I was going to invest, I was looking at the tax advantage accounts. Like you're tax free. When you put your money in there, you don't get taxed on any of it. So I was like, all right, that's good. And then your RRSPs, you can deduct off of your income, especially for ourselves, with me and my wife both working. I mean, if we can take advantages of getting less tax, which is great. And then even with our kids, for university or college, looking at the different advantages for that. So really it came to a point where it's like looking at these different accounts and then laying out for our finances on, okay, well, how much percentage do we want to put into each account? And that came to the point where it's like, I saw before the market, yes, it was making money. You would make, 8 to 10%. So right. I was following it before for about 2 years. So I knew that the market was going to get me that return. But then it was like, where do I put my money? Because I can't just throw it all in there. And then if there's uninspected things, there's also too, if you want to have an emergency savings account, for basically if you have uninspected things.
Right.
So it was really just kind of like, okay, now how am I going to divide up my money? And then once I figured that out and where I was going to divide it, which accounts, it made it very simple to know where to put your money and how to do it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. I hope that was an encouragement to somebody out there that if they haven't really taken that, plunge to get into the investing, maybe they're at the cusp of that. So I hope that encourages someone out there.